Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. In the fourth day of presentation, the topic of my presentation is Jude the Obscure, a battle between love, freedom, and social norms. So here are my personal information, then table of contents, then my research question is that how does Jude the Obscure explore the ethical tension between love, freedom, and societal norms? And how do these themes resonate with contemporary struggles for personal autonomy and societal acceptance? And my hypothesis is in the Jude the Obscure, Thomas Hardy examines the consequences of defying societal norms in a pursuit of love and freedom, revealing the emotional and societal cost of such a defiance. The novel's themes of love, individual autonomy, and societal pressure remain relevant in today's world also, as individuals continue to navigate conflicts between personal desires and the constraints imposed by cultural, social, and institutional expectations. So the brief information regarding Thomas Hardy, as he was English novelist and known for realistic and pessimistic portrayal of rural life, and he was influenced by romanticism, realism, and the work of William Wordsworth and Charles Dickens. And a very brief overview about Jude the Obscure, that controversial and autobiographical novel explore themes of love, freedom, societal norms, set in the fictional Wessex countryside, inspired by Hardy's native Dorset. Then follows the story of Jude Foley, a young man from a poor rural family who dreams of becoming a scholar, and spark controversy due to frank portrayal of sex, marriage, and divorce. So, central themes in Jude the Obscure, love vs societal norms. So, example from the text, if we see that Jude and Sue decision to live together without marriage defies Victorian morality. As we know that they were not following the social norms of the society, they were living their life as their choice. So, quote by Sue that I don't care for social forms. I wish I could do without them. Highlights her rejection of societal and conventions. If we relate it with modern time, then in India, intercaste and interfaith couples often face violence and ostracism, evident in cases like the honor killing reported in conservative communities. We can relate with this modern time, that honor killing, the violence and the killing of women's, if they get more freedom, if the family is against them, then we can relate this context with the Sue brided example of the text, that Jude's struggle with the church rigid expectation reflects his conflict between spiritual aspiration and societal demands. The church is more of a curse than a blessing sometimes, illustrating Hardy's critique of institutional religion. Uh, the religion has its norms, then it should give the clarity to human being rather than to make them more conservative. Then modern day parallel is laws like India's anti conversion laws highlights the tension between personal faith choices and societal or religious norms. Globally, debates wearing religious symbols in public, like France hijab ban echo in this conflict also. So we can relate this conflict with this religion theme in the Jude the Obscure. Then consequences of defiance, that social ostracization. Jude and Sue are condemned as immoral and isolated, as they both were freely living their life. Then Jude's quote here is that it is a tragic thing that human society should be constructed upon the basis of mutual hostility. If we take modern parallel with it, then LGBTQ plus individual face discrimination despite legal process. process, as India's 2018 Discriminalization Act was there. Then psychological toll, if we see that their children's death symbolize the societal judgment cost, Jude's quote here that it takes two generations to make a gentleman. And if we do modern parallel with it, then marginalized communities in India face several severe mental health crises. We can relate this thing with Jude the Obscure also. Then economic constraint, if we see Jude's failed dream of a higher education due to poverty highlights class barriers. We are too many. Very quote by Little Father Time. Modern parallel is rural urban education divides the India mirror this struggle. Like the rural and urban education have difference, not the same quality of education are there. So we can relate this incident with the incidents of Jude and his dream. Then contemporary resonance of Hardy's theme, like interfaith and intercaste relationship in India. So many couples face societal backlash and legal challenges under love jihad allegation. For example, if one lady from the Kerala marries to other religion, then it will be love jihad only considered. It will become the national issue in our country. Then education and class barrier, that the struggle for higher education among India's economical disadvantage parallels Jude's frustration. For example, the Right to Education Act in India addresses gap but often fails to bridge the quality divide between rural and urban school, as discussed earlier. Then global struggle for autonomy, the novel resonate with debates on reproductive rights, LGBTQ plus equality, and the anti-conformist movement worldwide. For example, the overturning of Roe v. Wade in US highlights the tension between individual autonomy and institutional control. Then critical perspective on Jude the Obscure. Victorian criticism, that Jude the Obscure faced strong criticism for challenging Victorian norms on morality, religious, and marriage, as Edmund Goose called it pessimistic to the point of despair, while the Bishop of Wakefield burned the book due to its controversial theme. Then Hardy's intention behind writing this novel is the tragedy of unfulfilled aims. Like not every story has a good ending. If we see the good things in our society, there is a story which doesn't have the good ending. Then key literary themes is marriage as a trap. Use this illusion shows how social pressure force personal marriages. Then education and class, religious role. The novel critique the church as a symbol of repression, reflected in the line, the church is more of a curse than a blessing sometimes. Then criticism of institutional religion, like Hardy's critique of church. Jude's disentanglement with the church symbolized Hardy's skepticism about organized religion. It reflects the theme or the ongoing or the era's influence on this novel. The church is human institute, and only the other day began to be what it has continued to be ever since. If we take modern parallel with it, then tension about religious institute imposing moral or social codes, like debates about the Vatican state on LGBTQ plus its right, like Vaticans are supporting to this LGBTQ, but they are not they are not accept the same-sex marriage here. Then Ellen Sholter, in a literature of their own, says that Hardy present a religion as another restrictive institution, a kind to marriage, imprisoning rather than liberating the individual. So here he is saying that the religion theme here, it is not making free or liberate to human being, but rather than it shows the conservation of religion. Then psychological impact on character, if we see, then Jude's despair, the societal rejection Jude faces leads to his existential anguish. Then the whole scheme of thing is wrong, and I am in the wrong place. Ultimately, if we gain the failure again and again, then ultimately we think that the wrong thing, we are in the wrong place and we are wrong. But sometimes the thing is not like that. Then Shu's inner conflict is torn between her non-conformist beliefs and guilt imposed by societal norms. So Shu was basically torn apart in both the things. And here one quote by her that I am not a cold-natured, sexless creature, but my nature is not so passionate as yours. Shu is a fragmented character embodying the psychological toll of terrifying, balanced individual desires with societal pressure. If you look at the class and education, then barriers to Jude's aspiration. That Jude's dream of becoming a scholar is thwarted by his socio-economic background. Christ minister, a symbol of educational achievement, becomes an unattainable ideal. Here one quote that you have no money, no connections, no friends. It would be waste of your time to apply. This shows the suffering and the theme of the class in education in this novel. Then by Raymond William mentioned that Hardy's critique the myth of meritocracy, exposing how class privilege determines access to education and success. He says that it depends. It shows that how our status or our access to education depends on our status. Then social parallel, if we see that rural-urban divide in education access mirrors Jude's struggle. For example, in India, students from rural often take lack of resources to compete with their urban counterparts, despite initiatives like the Right to Education Act, as discussed previous. Then tragedy of children in Jude the Obscure, that little father time as a symbol. Father time, Jude and Sue's child. Though Arabella's child embodies the societal condemnation and despair inherited by future generation. This suicide is a grim response to the family's ostracization. It is a sharp critique here. The death of this little father time and two of their cousin. It's a sharp critique on this novel. Then quote that done because we are too many. This shows the peak of the suffering or the thing that his chilling words encapsulates encapsule the hopelessness of those born into society that devalues them. Then by Irving Howe mentioned that Father Time's death is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of societal judgment on the innocent. Then the India's action child's action signifies the ultimate cost of societal prejudice, marking Hardy's narrative as a profoundly tragic. Then if we took modern parallel with it, then the rise in child suicide due to family or societal pressure in competitive environments reflects the themes of inherited despair as seen in Father's Time. Then feminism and Sue Bridehead, that Sue as a feminist symbol, Sue challenges Victorian gender norms by rejecting traditional marriage and advocating for intellectual companionship over a physical union. However, societal pressures eventually compel her to conform, leading to her unhappiness. Ultimately, she become the religious person. Initially, she was not believing in the religious, but initially, but ultimately, she become religious person. That I am so called, so called. Sue's laments reveals the personal cost of living in defiance of societal expectation. Sue's Bridehead is a proto-feminist figure who highlights the limits of women's autonomy in patriarchal society. Then modern parallel with it, the struggle for women's autonomy persists today with issues such as forced marriage, honor killing, and debates over reproductive rights, echoing Sue's experiences. Then we can compare this novel with Charles Dickens' Great Expectations also. The common thing here is the theme of love, that Jude and Sue's love is challenges societal norms, while Peep and Estella's love in Great Expectation reinforces traditional notion of love and class. Ultimately, here in the Great Expectation, this protagonist came to know that apart from wealth, the loyalty is more important. Then freedom. Jude's pursuit of education and autonomy is constrained by the societal norms, while Pepys' newfound wealth and status brings both freedom and constraint. Then social norms. Both novel critique the Victorian social hierarchies, but Jude the Obscure presents a more radical critique through Jude's struggles against societal expectation. Jude the Obscure has a more sharp critique uh, explanation. Then comparison with a movie Rockstar. Then we can compare this novel with movie Rockstar also, as the story can go parallel also. That rebellion against norms, that both Jude and Jordan go against societal expectation. Both want to then Jude want to marry Sue and pursue education despite disapproval, while in the movie Jordan follows the passion for music against his family's wishes. So we can make similarity in this. Then despair for freedom, that both characters seek independence but held back by the societal pressure. So Jude wants to escape his class and Jordan wants to break free from his family's expectations. Then tragic love here, that both stories features a doom love. Jude and Sue's relationship is tragic, the start, while Jordan's love for her also ends in a tragedy and his downfall. So, in a conclusion, I can say that Jude the Obscure explore the ethical tension between love, freedom, societal norms, highlighting the educational and societal cost of defying these norms in pursuit of personal desires. Hardy present the consequences of rejecting social convention, particularly in love, individual autonomy, revealing the complex struggle between personal freedom and societal expectation. So the novel themes remains relevant even today also, reflecting ongoing conflict in modern society, where individuals continue to navigate the tension between personal desire and constraint of cultural and institutional norms. And the quote by Jude here can reflect the thing here, that I cannot go on, I cannot go back, I cannot go on. We suggest the great despair of Jude here. So with this, I'm concluding my presentation. Here are my references, and thank you so much. Now feel free to share your insight as well as if any questions are there.
Basically, my question is, why is Jude's aspiration of to become a scholar in Jude's obscure difficult to achieve?
Yes, Jude in this novel try his best in every way, but we can say that fate was not in favor of him. He struggled for his education, for love, he struggled for many things, but ultimately, in case of the his aspiration or his dream, because of his low status or societal norms, he was not ultimately able to achieve that thing. Yes.
Trupti, my question is, how does Sue's desire for personal freedom conflict with the societal expectations of women during her time?
Yes, Devangini, Sue's desire of personal freedom can conflict with societal expectation of women during her time. Is that she was kind of a free-minded girl. In that Victorian era, late 19th century, she was educated girl. She was making her life on her own choice, as she was not marrying. So these all things suggest that she was different from the women in the Victorian time. Yes, this is from my side. Thank you.